turn the basketball over against the young, returning the favor to his mate.
Picture this, a team that was once considered in rebuilding mode, trading away superstar after superstar, and yet now has assembled a dynamic roster ready to rattle the league. Led by head coach Mark Dagne, who has proven to develop young talent, the Thunder are poised to emerge as dark horses this upcoming season. Last season, the Oklahoma City Thunder were projected to be the 5th worst team in the NBA. Fast forward, and they walked away a single game off of making the playoffs as the 8th seed. However, the Timberwolves proved too physical down low for this young, lanky core. I don't know about you, but I believe in the playoff scars idea that teams need to get sent packing a couple of times to make it big finally. And as that play-in game was wrapping up, I could sense just how loud this Thunder might become next year. And it's all thanks to one man, Sam Presti. The GM architect understood how to flip his older timeline assets and create the ultimate vault of draft picks. We're only going to spend a little time discussing the future projections on how they could use all that draft capital. Just keep that in mind as we walk through this current roster. And you know what? I'm going to say it. A roster that won't even be in the play-in next year. And the guy that's going to lead them to that 5th or 6th seed is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, the primary trade piece way back in 2019 when OKC traded Paul George to the Clippers. And just how much do you think the Clips regret this trade as the years have progressed? Because we're seeing a lot of missed games from Paul George, and all-NBA selections starting to trickle in for SGA. He is an elite scorer that operates on a metronome. He's able to zig through confused defenders until he finds himself with an easy finish around the rim. At 6'6", Shea is the building block Presti has constructed this whole roster around, with the underlying principles of versatility, on-off-ball play, and intelligent decision-making. Shea turned 25 this past season, which meant at only 24 years old, he averaged 31 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists in the best basketball league in the world. He does attempt less than 3 threes a game and has a 51% field goal percentage, but this dude has the efficiency of a big man around the basket. But, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of other guys that can also fit that OKC blueprint. Shea's number 2 in command coming into the season is Josh Giddey. The 6'8" supersized point guard led the team in assists last year. Giddey used his size and high basketball IQ to dissect NBA defenses to the point that it looked like he was playing in slow motion. Sometimes he just makes these casual passes that you don't even realize how difficult they truly were. Giddey is entering his 3rd year in the league. A 3rd season is where we've seen a lot of players put the pieces together and truly pop off. After averaging 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists, could Giddey become the next great triple-double machine in OKC? I'm sure I'm going to hear some longtime Thunder fans in the comments for that remark. But what if? What if Giddey is incredibly unselfish with the ball? He could see a sharp rise in assists as this OKC roster gets more talented. He also averaged less than 3 turnovers a game. His intelligent decision-making is crucial to playing on a Sam Presti team. And although he's not as deadly finishing inside, Giddey still understands how to get his shots even when his three-point shooting has yet to connect. Although, I feel Chet Holmgren might be able to help with the long-range shooting. Last year's number 2 overall pick will return after missing his entire first year due to injury. This franchise almost saw a playoff berth last year and got a guy back who is argued to be a top pick in the entire draft. Holmgren oozes unicorn stardom. At 7'1", this kid can shoot like a guard, dribble like a guard, dash into the paint like a guard. Well, is this a Porzingis unicorn, or are we just talking about a true 7-foot point guard? Oh, okay, never mind. This is a true unicorn. We all understand Chet's offensive toolbox, but what he's about to bring to this Thunder roster that they desperately needed to make the playoffs is defense. Say what you will about Summer League stats, but Holmgren averaged 3.5 blocks a game in Vegas. He might still be struggling with the weight classes of the big-time centers, but throw him in as a free-roaming shot blocker? Don't be surprised when we see the defensive stats of his team begin to rise. Beefier players like Arkansas's Jalen Williams or Garuba can take the brunt of the physicality and allow Chet to do his thing. Now, granted, no, those names I just mentioned aren't the traditional center size you usually want, but this Presti team has done away with tradition. Last year, the most used starting 5 in Oklahoma were Shea, Giddey, Lou Dort, and Jay Williams. That's 4 guards. Positionless basketball is getting pressurized on this team, and it might just produce a diamond. Oh, and that's right, how could I forget? Let's add even more guards to the this ball handling stew and discuss their latest draft pick, 6'4" guard from Kentucky, Jason Wallace. Wallace was heralded as the most NBA ready of all the guards in this year's draft. He can play on and off the ball. His defense was solid while remaining a steady presence in Kentucky's offense. Do those sound like familiar attributes? The rookie recently revealed in an interview that the player he most tries to resemble his game after is SGA. So are we about to see a mini Shea? I wouldn't go that far, but although a lot of people didn't like this pick, I can see why they made it. The team's primary ball handlers are SGA, Giddey, and a player we're going to get more into soon, Jalen Williams. Drafting Wallace allows KC to consistently have two guys on the court that can run your offense. Again, throw out all of your basketball traditions because this could be devastating. We saw the experiment begin with the Cinderella season of CP3, Shea, and Schroeder in crunch time. Now, Presti has fully bought in and is making sure multiple guys are out there at all times that can make something happen. No stale offense is allowed after this rebuild. Let's talk about the other Jalen Williams here for a minute. It feels like OKC can't miss on these draft picks. Jalen's rookie season started somewhat slow but exploded into finishing second in Rookie of the Year voting. He has similar veins of a herky-jerky SGA, but also shows relentless off-ball cutting and being able to spot up for some catch-and-shoot threes. Williams is a bulky 6'6" with a ridiculous 7-foot wingspan. This allows him to clog passing lanes and handle the moves from opponents' position 1 through 4. He's labeled as a shooting guard, but he spends his time in a technical position as prominent as a power forward. Again, this is a unique basketball team. Williams was an older rookie and will already be 23 in his sophomore season, but I actually see this as a plus. The more senior prospects tend to be more NBA ready, as showcased in his rookie year, and Shea is ready to win now. The Thunder have enough talent ready to start competing for playoff positions while allowing some of their more raw prospects to continue and develop. And there's one in particular I want to touch on quickly. He's a bit of a sleeper right now, but if everything goes to plan, he could make this team absurd. And let me stop you right there. No, it's not Poku. Sorry, I love Poku as much as the next guy, but I want to talk about Osman Dieng. The 11th pick in the 2022 draft, the 6'10" Osman Dieng was selected as a raw prospect with a ton of upside. He bounced back and forth between the Thunder and G League in his rookie season, until in this past summer league he got the chance to be one of the main guys. Dieng averaged 15 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists while shooting 36% from 3. He can stay light on his feet while running an offense, as well as be a creative shot creator for a guy of his size. I'm not saying Dieng is going to explode into a star, but if he continues to put it together, the Thunder could flip-flop between almost all guards on the floor and having Giddey as the shortest guy at 6'8". And the best part is, it's not a crazy suggestion, because this Thunder team is one giant, talented experiment, and I think they found the formula for big-time success. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.